Hey, what's up everybody? This is Osaberg501 and today I want to go over what I think is the best overall build for the M4 in patch 12.9 of Escape from Tarkov. Now, before we get into the video, 99% of you that watch my videos aren't subscribed, so make sure to subscribe if you want to keep up with all my Escape from Tarkov videos. And like with all of my builds, there will be a link in the description to the Tarkov Gunsmith website where you can go and easily see all the parts you'll need for this build and see updated prices for all those parts on the flea market. Now, the M4 is usually seen as like the epitome of meta weapons in EFT. Even if some weapons are usually considered better, this is usually going to be one of the most used weapons in the game, especially as you go more and more into whatever wipe you're in. People are going to have more money, they can fully build out their M4s and get the best ammo, and more people are going to be using these things fully built because they have good ammo, because you can get their stats at such a ridiculous point compared to most other weapons in the game, and it just being a generally easy weapon to use. So first off, for the sight, the only things you have to determine when using the sight are what range you want to use the sight at and how much the sight is going to affect the ergo of the weapon. With this being a 5.56 weapon, you can pretty much use this at any range Tarkov has to offer. Now, I personally use the EOTech XP-S30 for my normal sight, but you can easily use one of these as a sniper, put a Valday sight on it, or put a Voodoo with the red dot on the top. You can pretty much use this as anything you want to use it as, especially with these type of stats and the muzzle velocity and the overall accuracy of the weapon. So then we have the front and rear sights. Use whichever front and rear sights give additional ergo. I'm using the Magpul M-Bus Gen 2 front and rear sights. Then we're going to be using the SAI 14.5 inch QD rail foregrip. Then we're going to be using the Raptor charging handle for AR-15. Now there are a few charging handles that give the most ergo you can get. They give an additional 3 compared to the base level charging handle, so just get whichever charging handle is cheapest and gives the most amount of ergo. Then we're going to be using the 18-inch barrel for AR-15s. Then for the stock, we're going to be using the SI Advanced Receiver Extension Buffer Tube, the anodized red one. Now, I would always use the anodized red version when doing a fully built weapon. Now, you can do the normal SI Advanced not red version. That's still going to give you the same recoil. That's still going to give you the same ergo. The red one is just going to give you a +2 to your muzzle velocity and a +5 accuracy increase. So I would always do the red one, especially since you're building a fully built weapon. It's going to be somewhat expensive, and I would rather have every best part than skipping on some parts. Then on that buffer tube, we're going to have the Mo Carbine stock. Then on that, we're going to have the Magpul rubber butt pad. And this stock, I think, is really underrated overall. I think a lot more people have started to use it because it just gives such a good mix of still having really good ergo, but still giving a decent recoil reduction. And I think this is easily the best stock for most weapons, and especially for this specific build, it's easily the best stock. For the magazine, this build specifically takes into account using the Magpul PMag 60 rounders, the round 60 rounders. I would always recommend using those. If you're using a fully built M4, you're just going to be spraying out bullets at 800 RPM. I would not recommend using a 30. The other 60 rounder gives you less ergo, so I'd always recommend using these 60 rounders, especially for this specific build. Then for the pistol grip, I'm using the Nora Arms Growl S. Now you can use this or the HK Ergo PSG-1. They both give the exact same amount of ergo, but the Growl is technically better because it weighs slightly less. Now that weight reduction isn't really going to matter that much. You're probably not going to notice it. So use whichever one of these are cheaper, and I think the Growl is usually cheaper than the HK Ergo. Next up, for our grip, we're going to be having the Magpul M-Lock 4.1 inch guide. Then on that, we're going to be having the Fortis Shift Tactical Grip, one of the best grips in the game. I think for meta weapons, this is probably the best grip in the game. It just gives such a massive amount of ergo without increasing the recoil a ton compared to the lowest recoil grips. For the gas block, we're going to be using the MK12 low profile gas block. And then for the tactical device, this foregrip already comes with the rails necessary, and we're going to be using the D-Ball tactical flashlight. I would always recommend using this tactical device anytime it can be used on the weapon you're using. Then we're going to be using the Thunder Beast 223 CB muzzle brake. Then on that, we're going to have the Thunder Beast Ultra 5 sound suppressor, a very big buff to have a silencer on whatever weapon you're using. And this silencer is also very good because it is much shorter than a lot of the other best silencers in the game. And I think a lot of people underestimate the length of their weapons. And overall, this weapon for a full-size rifle is not incredibly long, especially if you compare it to, say, some full-built, say, SA-58s or HKs. This is a relatively short weapon, especially for being fully built with a silencer. So that is the entirety of the build, and in my opinion, this is kind of the epitome of fully built meta weapons. Has 54 ergo and 37 vertical recoil, which is just ridiculous stats. Almost no other weapons can touch the overall stats of this weapon, especially when considering it is a rifle caliber weapon. And like I said, there will be a link in the description to the Tarkov Gunsmith website where you can go and easily see all the parts you need for this build and see updated prices for all of those parts on the flea market. So subscribe if you want to see more Escape from Tarkov videos. Leave a like if you liked the video. Leave a comment down below what you guys think about this build, and thanks for watching.
Кровь! Да, ну и что, нормально? Поливай! Кому тут пиво? Все продам и заживем. Сука! Контакт! Укрытие! Скоростная! Вижу пидораса! Тут!